to take a question paper. How you have to take, that is what today's class. So today's class will be about how you have to take that question. So is my PPT visible for you?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in another class we have showed what a question is. What a question is. What is the definition for a question? I said we have discussed in previous class. What is the definition for a question? A question is used to. It is a tool to measure the achievement. It is a tool. It is an instrument to measure the achievement, to test the achievement. And what is a test? What is a test? These are the we have discussed.
A collection of questions, sir.
Set of questions.
So a question is a tool to measure the achievement, and a test is a collection of questions. And now we are going to construct an achievement. We have constructed already. Now we have to arrange. Okay. And that arrangement we are going to see. And this is the steps. These are the steps. These are the steps for constructing a question paper. Yeah, a standardized. So now we are going to see constructing a standardized question paper. One we are going to do one standardized question paper. We are as a part of the curriculum. We are going to standardize one question paper. As a teacher, we have to have an experience in constructing a standardized question paper. That is what we are going to do. Okay. Already you have taken the question, and those questions are called as. What is the name of those questions? So every question you are constructing, at the end of that video, you are constructing questions. What are those called as? All are sleeping. Yes.
Teacher made question.
Teacher made question. Those questions are called as teacher made question. Those teacher made question now we are going to make into standardized question. Okay, that's what I am now. I am presenting before you. These are the steps. So the number one, weightage to the objective. Number two, weightage to contents. Number three, weightage to types of question. 4, blueprint. 5, writing questions. This we have done. 6, setting question paper. 7, scoring key. 8, pilot study. 9, difficulty index. 10, discrimination index. 11, reliability. So that fifth step we have finished, completed. Writing questions. Those are the teacher made question. Those are questions of not standard type. Those questions now we are making into standard type by going the process of step number 1 to the last step, reliability. If you find the reliability, then those questions will become a standardized question. Okay, is that okay for you? So let us proceed. So our idea today is to prepare a blueprint. That is the idea of today's class. Blueprint, the fourth one. So have you heard this word, blueprint? What's a blueprint?
It's a skeleton of question paper.
It is a skeleton of question. Any other answer? What does blueprint mean? What do you mean by blueprint?
It is a sample.
Like base design.
One by one.
It's a design or plan.
It's
It
a
is a
design.
sample of a question.
It is a sample of question. Okay. Any other answer? Any other?
Baseline, sir. From that we have to construct.
What is it?
It's like a baseline of things, sir, from which we will construct.
Okay. It is a baseline. What are those bases? If you tell it is a baseline, what are those bases?
A pattern, sir. What type of question for what mark? How that has to be like that.
Okay, right. So your answer is near.
Sir, you can take question from remembering ability, analyzing ability. That is.
Okay, right. I think your answers are very near. Akila, you admit me, I am joining through my mobile. Okay, right. So Blueprint is a three-dimensional. In preparation of a question paper. What are those three dimensions? And those three dimensions are in the 3 steps before that. You see, before blueprint, you have three things: weightage to the objectives, weightage to the content, and weightage to type of questions. If our question paper takes care of the objective, takes care of the contents, takes care of the type of question, then it is 3-dimensional. Then that becomes a blueprint. So your 10th standard examination, your 12th examination, everything it comes under a blueprint. All those questions. It is a standardized question paper. Your 10th standard, your 12th standard, all those public type of examination, it is a standardized question paper. Okay, let us see how it can be constructed. So ours, we have some questions, and those questions we call it as teacher-made questions. Let us know, we will prepare a question paper. How do we prepare a question paper? Means we have to have a blueprint. A blueprint is as like a blueprint for a house. So whenever we build a home, we'll be having a blueprint. So the engineer will be having a blueprint. Whenever we build a building, the engineer will be having a blueprint or anything. So this blueprint is for the questions. As like for an engineer to build a home, the same thing for a teacher. This blueprint helps us in building a question paper. Okay. So we have question. Now let us prepare a blueprint, and then let us set a question paper. That is what our agenda in today's class. And remaining things, maybe scoring all the if time permits, see, otherwise we'll see in next class. Okay. So you will see the 3 dimension. What are the dimensions? What is the first dimension? Yes, it is. First dimension is objective. What is the second dimension?
Content, sir.
Content. What is the third dimension? Is type of
Question.
Type of question. These 3 dimensions. Now we are going for one by one, and then all these 3 dimensions will be clubbed together to form a single thing, which is called as blueprint. Let us go by one dimension by another, one by one. So this is a dimension called a type of question. Maybe the order change. Okay. See, for I want to build a question paper which consists of total 15 marks. For objective question, how much we are allocating? Yes. For objective question, how much we are allocating? We are allocating
10 marks.
10.
10 marks.
10. For short answer, we are allocating 20 marks. For essay, we are allocating 20 marks. So total, how much total?
50, sir.
The 50. Total we are getting 50. Okay. Now, in terms of percentage, if we put it, it will be 100 in terms of percentage. So the 10 marks for objective will become 20%. The 20 marks for short answers, it will become 40%. And 20 marks for essay, it will become 40%. And total will be having 100. So for our question paper, we have maximum mark as 50. 10 in objective, 10 in short, and 10 in essay. Okay, that's why we have now planned. We'll go further. This is one dimension. Okay, right. This is second dimension. What is the name of the dimension? It is
Content.
Content.
okay. For example, I have taken 2 content. You have to take your own content. Don't take always plant kingdom, animal kingdom. That fellow told like this only in all paper. Write plant kingdom, animal kingdom. It's like that you should not do. So I said from the beginning of our construction of test, you have to choose 2 units, and those 2 units you have to make as constant. And if you have done that, that will help you. You no need to write a question again. From that question itself, we can pick and click. Okay. So for example, I have kept. That's all. It's not a real, but for you, you have to take your fixed units. Okay, it can be from. So remember, please remember that you take it from physics, chemistry, or mathematics from 9th and 10th standards. So you can go below, but 9th and 10th somewhat it will be good. You can have ample skill level, applied level. So don't go to the lower classes, 6th or 7th or 8th. So, and also don't go for any other thing like social sciences and your own mother tongue or English second language. English we call it a second language. Does anybody have English as mother tongue in our class? That's why we call it as a second language learning. Okay. So since we have taken, what is the total mark of our question paper?
50.
50.
50, sir.
50. How many contents we have taken? We have taken 2 contents. So therefore, to give equal contribution, divide by that. So total mark is 50. Divide by number of contents. So it will be 25 each. So you have to set a question paper in which you are giving equal contribution to all the contents you have taken. Okay, you remember. Suppose if we have 5 units, and what is our paper? Assessment of learning. How many units we have?
5, sir.
5 units we have. So if it is a paper of 100 marks, how many marks will you allocate for each unit?
20.
20 marks you have to allocate. So otherwise, no. Suppose if I allocate this is for 40 marks, this is for 40 marks, and this is for 20 marks. If I not allocating anything for these two, if your question paper is set like this, see that first unit 40, second unit 40, third unit 20, fourth and fifth nothing. If that is there, what will happen?
There won't be questions from 4th and 5th unit, sir.
And that is okay, Anaswara. What is the effect of that? There won't be questions from
Students will
fourth.
not study that
We won't be.
particular unit.
Yes, students will not study the particular unit. Okay, students will not be reading, and that is not our aim. If students, that is why choices, no choices, that should be there. But the choices we should make it as internal. There are 2 kinds of choices. One is internal choice. The other one is called as internal choice. The other one is called as
External, sir.
like this question we should not pick. What is the problem in this question? One is internal choice. The other one is dash. What is the problem in this question?
Hint
There
is already.
sir.
We are giving a clue. We are giving a hint. Therefore, this question lacks. It will not be a valid question if you give a hint in a question itself. There are 2 choices of taking question. One is internal. The other one is dash. If you put, then everybody will write external. No need of thinking anything. Okay. Therefore, what do you mean by internal choice?
In the chapter, we can choose which question to write, sir.
Choices from the same unit, we call it as internal choice. Choices from the same unit. Choices across the unit, we call it as external choices. Therefore, nowadays you won't find the choices across the units. Nowadays it is internal choice. If you use choices across the units, then see, people, suppose you consider like this. I'm taking a 5-mark question for all the 5 units. 5-mark question is of let us have 25 marks. Okay, so it is 5 marks, and we have to take 5 questions minimum, because of 5 units we have at least one we have to give. Then only equal participation of all the units. So what I do, I have taken 8 questions. 8 questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 questions I have constructed, out of which I am telling you have to take only the 5. You have to write only the 5. I have given it as external choices. So 8 questions I have given. Only you have to write 5. So if I give like this, some people whom they have not read the 4th unit or 5th unit, they won't attend from that. They will take only 5 questions from what they know, and therefore, if they leave or if they leave by choice, and that is not taken care of. Therefore, don't go for any external choices when you are constructing essay type question or short answer type question. Always go for internal choices. So understood? So therefore, see, two contents are there. We have given 25 marks each. So equal, and then that is converted to percentage 50-50. It's total 100%. Okay. So this is the second dimension. The first dimension type of question: objective, short answer, essay type, objective type. The second dimension, content. This third dimension, it is very important, our objective. So our specification, our SIO. This we call it by the word specification, objective or SIO, whatever we call. This is very important. So this we say, remember 10 mark, understanding 10 mark, application 10 mark, skill 20 marks. Total, what is the total of this?
50.
50, which when converted upon total, it will be having 100, and you can find the total. 10 that goes to 20, 10 goes to 20, 10 goes to 20, and last 20 goes to 40. You get for 100%. Okay. See how it has been arranged. Remember 10, understanding 10, application 10, and skill 10. Is there any other way to arrange? Can we go for any other way? Or do you find anything relation in giving, in assigning marks like this? 10 for remember, 10 for understanding. Or how do we give marks for the 4 objectives? Is there anything to see? Or can we give 20 to remember, 20 to understanding, 10 to skill? Like that can we go? That's what I'm asking. Do we follow a certain criteria in assigning marks to the 4 objectives?
Sir, based on LOTS and HOT.
Based on LOTS? Complete the answer, Anaswara.
Sir, based on LOTS and HOTS, so the questions, if it is from lower order thinking skill, we will give comparatively lower maximum marks, like that.
For LOTS, we have to give lower mark. For HOTS, we have to give higher mark. Is it okay? Is that your answer?
Yes, sir. Like.
Yes, sir. Okay. Does all others agree, or anyone has any other answer? If so, discuss. Yes,
We
Liana.
not give more importance. Yes, more important. The question.
Give more importance for.
We can't give any importance to LOTS and HOTS. The question should be at minimum level. That everyone should be answering like that.
Okay. If there are 50, you divide for 4. Like that you are telling.
Yes, sir.
If you are taking marks for 50, marks divided by 4, we have 4 abilities divided by 4. How much will you get? 50 divided by 4? It is 10, I think it's 12.5. Yes, we have to give 12.5 marks to each. Okay, that's what I am asking. So Liana's idea is this: we have to give equal contribution to all the 4 abilities. Remember, understanding, application, and what Anaswara is telling. You give low importance to LOTS, you give high importance to HOTS, and then come up with any other idea you have.
Sir, the question under remembering ability will only test the remembering ability of the student.
If it is asked under application, it also measures the understanding and the remembering ability of the student, so it can be valued more.
So what's your idea? What you are telling? Which one we have to give more importance?
Application and understanding, like that, sir.
Okay, application we have to give more because it takes care of LOTS. If you give more marks to HOTS, it takes care of LOTS because they are crossing that. Okay, your answer is also good. Yes, any more discussion? One or two just can interact.
Sir, you can give more importance to remember understanding, sir. Because
Why?
if you will give, then it will balance, sir, and only give less importance to application or a skill. Otherwise, the question will be improper and most of the students will fail, sir.
You are a soft teacher. What he says is, he says that we have to give more importance to LOTS and less importance to HOTS. Good. Okay, Hussein, I will do that. Okay. See, it's a good interaction. It's a good interaction with you. General, my or otherwise we can say like it's also my opinion is the same, and also generally HOTS can be given importance. HOTS can be given importance, and LOTS can be given little less importance in assigning the marks. Why? Because if we think reverse, let us think like this: 20 marks to remembering and 10 marks like this. So I have put upside down, which means that I have given more importance to LOTS. 30 marks it goes for LOTS, and only 20 goes for HOTS, which means that we are testing only the remembrance level of the ability, where students will not come up. See, it's not we are testing the students' ability only. It's not that we are going to fail them. See, I already said from the beginning of our assessment of learning itself. Assessment tells us where do we stand. It tells us how much we have understood. It is not that we have to compare A with B, B with C also. And it is not that we have to fail this fellow. It is not that the aim. And also, if you want to have a developed nation, you have to test them in application and skill. Already we have the same problem is our curriculum does not promote the application and skill. Already that's why we are still developing. I do not know when we will become developed nation. Whenever majority of our citizens, if they are applying, if they are creative, if they are skilled, then our nation will become a developed nation. Otherwise, our nation will never become developed. It's for common. So all people, if they have to be developed, people as such they have to develop. How they will develop? And we have in curriculum, we have to put a question in that level. We have to ask the question in application level. We have to ask the question in skill level. So otherwise, how the people will develop? So it is that we have to see if you ask question only in remember and understanding, it may be an easy question. You may be a good teacher for all students. Everybody will become pass, but they will not come up from rote memory. All they will be only in rote memory. That's all. They will read it, they will memorize it, they will vomit in the examination. That's all. More than that, nothing will do. Okay, so it has to be high in the application and skill level. So otherwise, as years to come, as nations evolve for one generation, if it sees, just think a nation. I am not telling India, but just think a nation. Imagining a nation just where for 30 or 33 years. Generally, we say 33 years as a generation, one generation. For 33 years, you are asking only questions in remembering and understanding. You think how the nation will develop? They will not be developing. I hope you can understand. If not, please interact. See, I have told the opinion. I also justified the opinion. You have to give more marks for application and skill level. Just interact with me or with us if you have any opposite opinion. Not just opinion. If you even say opinion, you have to justify it.
Sir, if you should give the more marks to application and skill in our school system, then most of the student will raise the complaint that teacher is not good. They are like that. That's the problem. One of the problem.
It's not the question of bad teacher or good teacher. It's a question of knowledge development. It's a question of thinking improvement. See, it's comparative only. See, it's not that. See, even if you put you take this question paper and the previous one. See, for LOTS it is 20 marks, and for HOTS it is 30 marks. Only 10 marks. Even if you take, say, if the 20 is converted into percentage, they will become pass. Nobody will fail. Even if you are attending alone, if you are alone touching the LOTS, you will get 40 and you will be passed. There will be no failure in that. What I am telling is, you have some question for LOTS. No, nothing wrong in that. You have some question to which will make them pass. Because by attending LOTS itself, they will become pass. Like that, you have the question. But don't dilute the question paper. Always don't ask only in LOTS, which means that it's not that whether a teacher should get a good teacher, the name by which we can give a low level, always giving a low level question. So which means that, see, ultimately what I'm saying, you can understand that thing. Ultimately our national assets will not be developed. Always in the low level question, we'll be having a people of, after suppose if this question paper is the same for a generation like 20 years, 30 years, you see that those people will never be developed. That's what I'm telling. Even see, you compare people of people. See, compare our own curriculum with that of the Singapore curriculum, a max curriculum. See, the Singapore mathematics curriculum is one of the best in the world. It is the best in the world. The school mathematics, I am telling, not the college mathematics. Even that will be also better. There is one test which you call it as PISA, Program for International Scholastic Achievement, PISA. It's not the one which we eat, that is different spelling. So PISA, Program for International Scholastic Achievement. So it is conducted by the organization OECD. You can go to the website OECD and you can test. In that OECD, these test assessments results are there, where in which they will arrange the countries. In this, India is coming at the last. You can see our own curriculum, it will be at the last. Almost hundreds of countries are participating in this exam, where India is very low. And Singapore mathematics is at the best, maybe first or second. I do not know the latest thing, but it will be only within the top 5 or top 3 Singapore mathematics. You take the Singapore mathematics curriculum with that of our own curriculum, we can compare and we can find how they are doing. See, one fantastic which was revolving around the WhatsApp, and that's what I am telling. A boy of Singapore school asked a girl, maybe 7th or 8th standard, and what is your age? A 7th standard, you imagine. 7th standard boy is asking the girl, what is your age? But the girl, she did not tell the age in a number, but she is given a problem like a puzzle. That puzzle will not be solved by many people across the world. That puzzle they have put in WhatsApp, Facebook. I think even you can Google it and find it out. That was not solved by many people. And I too, after seeing first time, I didn't solve it, and then I went for the answer and found out the correct answer. So that was such a thing that Max curriculum provides to that Singaporean students. Okay, if a nation has to be developed, our curriculum has to be developed. If our curriculum is not developed, then nation will not develop. So whatever we study, that is our level. Okay. That's what they tell. The thing that is there in the water-based plants. The height of that plant in water bodies, no. The height of the plant will be equal to the depth of the water. Likewise, the height of the nation will be equal to the depth of the curriculum. So if you struggle more, you will come up. If you are not at all struggling, if you want to always make them pass, you have lower level and you will be underdeveloped. That's all. Okay. And also see, we are not putting like this. See, suppose our question is 50, we are not taking 40 marks in here and remaining these marks 2 like that we are not giving. 40 marks in skill and remaining everything is having 2 marks and remaining 2 I have to add. Like this we are not asking. Proportionately little bit more increase in application skill, that's all. Which means that with LOTS alone they can pass the course, they can come out of the course, they can be graduated. But if they try to show in application and skill level, then it will be better for them. And as a student and as a citizen of a particular nation, it will be better. So that is the whole idea of setting a question paper. And starting from the beginning, we are telling the application of skill. It has to be true application and true skill. Still that we are not having that those type of real application, those type of real skill questions. Still we have not given. We may say tentatively the question is application, this question is skill, but already that was taught in class. If already that was taught in class, then that is only remember, understand. Okay, I think you can understand what I am telling. If I am asking a question about Benjamin Bloom's, discuss about the educational taxonomy of Benjamin Bloom. If this is an essay question, this is a 10-mark question. If I am asking the same question in your exam, what is the level of that question?
Remember.
Remember that, but this is kept in skill level. It's a wrong only. Like that only our exams are. Still our exams are like that only. We are saying what questions we are going to ask. Then what is this? What is the skill? What is the application? Like that only I have come up. Like that only I am making my students are coming up. I have to change myself. So we need a larger change across our curriculum. I have to ask a real application question. I have to ask a real skill question, which you never, it was not told to you. It was not told to you in the class. It was not discussed in the class. Like that it should. So still that we have not gone, but tentatively in your examination, we will put the question in skill only. This is Benjamin Bloom's will put in only in skill, but that is not correct. Everything discussed in class. Okay then. So now we will go for blueprints. So I will remove the remaining things because if all the things are there. So this is the third dimension. Okay. So what was the first dimension? Type of question. Objective 10, short answer 20, essay 20. That is the first. Okay. The second, content. There are two. So for simplicity, I have taken 2. Suppose in an examination, you may not have 2. For explanation, it will be easy for me. That's why I have taken 2. Sometimes it may be 4. Sometimes it may be 5. But if you while learning, if you learn a lesser thing, then while applying, you can go for a little bit more. Therefore, then this is always constant. The first dimension and third dimension, that will be always constant. The second one will be changed. Depends upon number of contents we have thoughts. Okay, now this is the blueprint. Just you can have a glance. We will discuss. Vishaka. Vishaka,
Yes, sir.
can you tell about this? What you could get from this blueprint? What do you mean by blueprint?
I'm sorry, sir. I can't understand.
Okay, good. Okay. Yashwant, Yashwant,
Sir,
yes,
yes, sir.
can you tell about these blueprints?
Sir,
Which is,
it suggests that this remember as 5 questions, 5 mark question each, like that. I think.
okay, then
Understand. So remember as 10 questions of 10 marks, and understand as 4 questions as 10 marks.
good.
Then apply as 2 questions as 10 marks. Then skill as 2 questions as 20 marks.
Okay,
Then a total the 18 questions are there of 50 marks.
okay, good. And simply, if you make it in one statement, what
Sir,
does blueprint mean? What does a blueprint mean?
Plan contains 9 questions of 25 marks, and animal contains 9 questions of 25 marks.
Okay. What does blueprint mean, Yashwant?
Sir, sir, it's sir.
Okay.
Sir means that short questions, long answer question, multiple choice. It decides which lesson has how many questions.
Okay, thank you. Sridevi, your what does blueprint mean?
Sir, it tells the idea about how much questions should be asked from which content and what level of ability it should be.
Hmm. It tells that how many questions to be asked from each content
And what ability level.
and what ability and what type of question.
Yes, sir.
Therefore, a blueprint is you complete with one word or two words. A blueprint
Roadmap.
okay, roadmap. Uh, Three-dimensional. Roadmap also correct, but specific answer is three-dimensional. What are the three dimension? One is the contents. See, I have put, because of space, I have put CON, content. Content is the one dimension. Question type. O is objective, S is short answer, E is essay. QT is question. That is the second dimension. And what is the third dimension? Objective is the third dimension. So this blueprint gives the answer to three dimensions in setting up of a question paper. So, okay. See, for plant kingdom, we have taken 9 questions of 25 marks. For animal kingdom, we have taken 9 questions of 25 marks. Put together, we are 18 questions of 50 marks. That's what our idea. We have taken 50 mark a question paper which consists of 50 marks maximum. Okay. We also told that in remember we will be taking 10 marks. In understand 10 marks, in apply 10 marks, and skill 20 marks. Like that only we have taken the first outside the bracket we have number of questions. 10 questions of 10 marks, 4 questions of 10 marks, 2 questions of 10 marks, 2 questions of 20 marks. And inside we are giving it elaborately where it undergoes of which type of question. In objective, we have in plant kingdom we have 5 questions of total 5 mark. Here also the same thing, 5 questions of total 5 marks. And what is the mark for one question? Here.
1 mark.
Very good. One question of 1 mark. Objective will be like that only, no, like it may be MCQ, it may fill in the blanks or match the following, whatever it is. So this is objective we have filled, and then total this 10 has come. Now we are going for short. In understanding level, we are making 2 questions, short answers of 5 mark. And what is the mark for each question?
So 2.5.
Very good, 2.5 marks for each question. So total will be 4 out of 10. And another short for application level question. That is 1 question only, 5 marks. So if you see the tabular column previously, all the 3 tabular column like type of question, content, and objectives, all the 3, it is put together in one in this, and we call this as blueprint. This is blueprint. So this is what you have to prepare.
Sir,
First, yes.
for skill that should be coming in the 3rd column, right? 1 question for 10 mark means it is essay, no, sir?
Correct. You are correct. I am wrong. Just what I have typed is wrong. Okay, you are correct. This you shift to essay. Yes, that is correct. This one only you have to prepare for your 2 contents, and then we are going for question paper. So can we do this? Can we prepare blueprints? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any clarifications for preparing a blueprint? So have 50 marks. Same thing you have.
So for 1 chapter?
Content you should not take 1. Minimum 2 it should. Don't take only 1 content. Minimum you have to have 2 contents, or more than that if you want you can have. And also the objective for easiness I have put like that. You can change this. You can put like 12, whatever you want. But whatever you put, but make it increasing. Don't decrease. Don't make it decrease like as previously one or 2 students discussed. Don't be like this. Like this you should not be. It should be in ascending order. But the difference you can minimize or a little bit maximize. I have taken 10, 10, 10, 20 because of easiness. So to make you understand, no, if it is like this, I can easily make you understand. If I make it 12, 14, 18 and all, then here also it will become like that. Some fractions will be coming. So for learning purpose, that will not be suitable. Because I have to make the teaching simple, then only you can understand. For that only, but for you, once you understand, you can make it little bit near, but always be in ascending level. But don't be descending for objectives. But the difference in the marks you can adjust. Okay. Right. Any questions for today's class? Preparation of blueprints. So in the same, see you write in paper, same questions, and the same question you were writing previously you have written the question in A4 papers. I think the same thing you continue. All those things keep. The paper is enough. At last you can go for spiral, or you can stitch it. No need to go to shop also. If you want, you put one chart above, one chart below. You can stitch at home itself. No need of a market like thing. It can be homely also. After all the things, we are going for a little bit standardizing the question paper, and then a little bit statistics. With that we end the class. All these things we are going to write. Okay, questions please, otherwise we will end our class. So in this is a task of today is to prepare blueprint and have it with you. You have to put all the 4 table columns. First 3 you have to make, and the 4th one you have to make. The 4th one should be landscape. The first 3 it will be portraits. First 3 table column, make it portraits. It can be in 1 page also. But the blueprint, it should be in single page. The full page you have to write in landscape. No other table in for blueprints. Only one. And spread across the page. Don't write at the center small like that. Spread across it and make it little bit understandable. Okay, recording can be cut.